Hello YouTube, how's everyone doing? Professional here. Welcome back to my playthrough of Ace Attorney Investigations. Let's continue from where we left off here. A budding bond. Let's do it. April 5th, 5:58 a.m. High Prosecutor's Office, room 1202. Kay! She's not here either. Where are you? Knockety knock knock, special visitor. Fender. Whoa, talk about an unhappy face. Everything okay, big guy? You won't earn yourself too many admirers looking around like that. What are you doing here? Has something happened? Has something happened, he asks. I'll say. It's been all over the news. A murder in the committee's chamber? I'd call that a happening, all right. And what would your hearing being today, I thought? Well, I couldn't help wondering if you were involved. They're reporting it on the news already? Heck yeah! A dead lawyer, a young woman on the run? They're lapping it up. It's crazy stuff, but compelling too, I gotta admit. And this is the problem with the media, is the media a lot of times jumps to conclusions. You know, the media spreads misinformation and stories too quickly, and a lot of stuff that's not necessarily happening gets out of control too. So you're gonna give me the lowdown or what? Well, actually... Whoa, maybe warn a guy before blowing his mind next time. Things are even crazier than I thought. This isn't a joke, Fender. Kay's out there somewhere, all alone and without her memory. Not to mention being the suspect in a murder. That definitely doesn't make things any easier. But where the heck could she have gotten to? You're sure she doesn't remember Zip? I thought she might have come here, but... No luck, huh? Can't say I'm surprised. Sounds like she thinks she's done you wrong. She wouldn't want to cause you even more trouble by rocking up on your doorstep. You think I don't know that? But I'm out of place to look. Hey, take a chill pill, compadre. This isn't like you. You're wound up tighter than a clockwork monkey, which isn't a bad thing necessarily. After all, it's gotten even you running from pillar to post, looking to save an innocent from jail. Acting like the attorney I know you were born to be. Look, Fender, I may have given up my badge earlier, but that doesn't mean I've decided to become an attorney. However, Kay isn't just some suspect in a murder to me. She's somebody I've come to know very well, even if we've only been acquainted for a short while. And she'd never harm a fly, let alone another person. Blow the mind twice in 5 minutes, why don't you? Kid's lucky to have you in her corner, champ. I hope you don't mind me saying this, but... that's quite the bond that's sprung up between the two of you. Enough to give me and your old man's a run for its money, even. It's nothing like that, really. She just likes to involve herself in my affairs. You can say that again. From what I've seen, she likes to charge into things no holds barred. But she's done you some good, you can tell. You two make a great team. Can't say I'm not a little jealous, seeing as my partner in crime's no longer around. Anyway, you need to track her down. Connections like that don't grow on trees. I should know. Alright, how about this for a plan? You're fresh out of ideas about where she could be, and you can't just walk the streets shouting her name. So why not go back to the source? Look into how she lost her memory in the first place. You just might turn up some clues that'll help narrow things down. That's not a bad idea. Based on what she told us, it sounds like it all started at the big building. Then that's where we're headed. Next stop, the big time. And maybe you can give your face the good news on the way. Kay won't come frockling back into the fold if it's the first thing she sees is you scowling like that. Very funny. Fender is truly a force of nature all on his own. April 5th, 6:42 p.m. Big building. Viewing platform. The sun sure sets quickly. Not even a murder on the premises could make this place close its doors. Gotta chase the last dollar, huh? There's hardly anybody around, though. Guess we've got the whole place to ourselves. The first step towards proving Kay's innocence to figure out how she lost her memory. Irv to Miles, we've got sleuthing to do. This rooftop paradise is all ours. Let's focus up and do what we're good at. For Kay, alright? Do what we're good at, huh? I suppose I should be grateful there's at least something we can do. So the person in the raincoat that Kay saw supposedly approached her from the direction of the concession stand. Which would suggest that she was pushed over this railing here. Kay was pushed by a person in a red raincoat who had walked towards her from the concession stand. The railing is chest high. You'd have to try really hard to go tumbling over the edge of it. Everything looks sturdy enough, too. It's a pretty sizable cherry tree. Its flowers are just on the cusp of full bloom. According to what Kay told us, she was standing beneath this tree until she was pushed and fell. Kay remembers standing beneath the cherry tree. The beak and wings of a bird and the body of a lion. I guess these statues are meant to guard the peace of this little rooftop haven. I have to say, they're incredibly detailed, almost frighteningly so. Instead of feeling welcome, I wonder how many people have been scared off by these instead. Pegasus, the winged horse of a legend. No, wait. Isn't that a horn on its forehead? So, it's a unicorn. No, that can't be right either. Unicorns don't have wings. What's this? There's a little plaque there at the bottom showing the name of the piece. Contradictions. That'll teach me to bother engaging with such things. So how did Kay lose her memory? You think there was something she wanted to forget? Maybe some particular choice words from Miles the Insult comic? Of course not. I wouldn't dream of saying anything so terrible she'd want to forget. Detective Gumshoe, on the other hand, could do a few more choice words on occasion. Poor guy, don't envy him one bit. Oh, look who's up here. Huh. You can insert a coin to take a good look at the distant landscape for a few minutes. Kay absolutely would have been all over this. Kay I know anyway. But for now, I better focus my powers of observation on this rooftop. Mr. Edgeworth, we'll meet again. What are you two doing up here? Well, seeing as we came all this way, we thought we might as well enjoy some cotton candy. What the heck are you doing here? Looking to get yourself in even more hot water? You needn't worry about me, Dr. Hertz. I'll be just fine. Whatever you say, Mr. Soon-to-be ex-prosecutor turned ex-prosecutor saw that coming a mile off. Wait, what? You got fired. As I said, you needn't concern yourself with my affairs. If you say so. So, oh, how's Kay doing? Uh-oh, did something happen? Maybe I can help. How about an injection? No injections, thank you. Fortunately, a jab a day does not keep the world's troubles at bay. Yeah, it did kind of get chilly, huh? Come on, let's get home. Alright then, Mr. Edgeworth. Catch you again soon. It looks like a TV for showing announcements from the various companies in the big building. But at the moment, it's just showing regular broadcast channel. Nerd. What am I standing here for? Steel Samurai isn't on today. Hey you! Yeah you, how about some delicious, parting clouds, cotton candy to brighten your day? Parting clouds. Is it named for the fact that we're so close to the clouds up here? Our gimmick is we take a normal serving of cotton candy, we split it in half. Part if you will. Half the candy, same price, double the profit. And we're laughing all the way to the bank. I don't think your customers will be laughing if you keep sharing that information quite so freely. Why is this? This is like... Okay, hang on. What the? Eek! What? Oh, Kay was in the tree? Hi. Kay. Don't mind me. I was just lying in wait. That would make you a criminal, Kay. Perhaps you meant to say laying low. Oh, yes. That. Nevertheless, I doubt people will look kindly on a suspect haunting the site of her supposed crime. Surely you understand that even in your current state. On top of which, while you've been playing hide-and-go-seek, I've been worried sick and frantically trying to find you. Are you mad at me? Of course I am. Now, what were you thinking coming back here? Did you think your amnesia would excuse your recklessness? No. I came to try and help you get your badge back. What? I thought if I could get my memory back, I might be able to remember killing that poor woman. I thought if I came back to where I lost memory, maybe I could... Heh. There's one thing you haven't lost, you know. Your ability to surpass my expectations at every turn. I couldn't be more certain now that you're the K I know so very well. However, I don't appreciate you being so reckless. Do you hear me? I'm sorry. Seriously, Miles, you're killing me here. You were banking good guy points, and then you went and blew it up by blowing your top. Good to see you, kiddo. Glad to see you're safe. Come on, bring it in. Okay. That's the spirit. Not now, Fender. Yeesh, I was just trying to lighten up the mood. Live news from the big building where a shocking murder took place earlier today. Police continue their hunt for a young woman known to have been present at the scene. She's considered the prime suspect, and police say no effort is being spared in trying to track her down. Ooh, mama. They're not messing around, huh? Well, team, what's the plan? Looks like the clock's ticking down. Fast. Indeed. It's only a matter of time before they find us. Alright, first things first. Kay, you're sticking with us from now on. Capiche? But I've caused you so much trouble already. You can hardly make things any worse for me at this point. Mr. Edgeworth. Then it's settled. We're in this together like 3 musketeers. Miles here will be in charge of proving Kay innocent. And I will, believe me. So I'm gonna need you to do everything you can to help him with his investigating, okay, Kay? Yes, of course. Great, now we gotta move quickly. Can't be getting bagged by the boys in blue before we're even started. You two may not have any more to lose, but your Uncle Eddie sure does. Gregory would never forgive me if I got the family office shut down. Thank you, Fender. I'm sure I owe you more than I'll ever really know. I hope I've been of help to you so far. What you remember. I came back here because I thought it might jog my memory. How about we go over what you remember one more time? Okay, I was standing under the tree, sheltering from the rain. Then I saw a person in a red raincoat. And then they pushed me. Can you remember anything specific about the person in the raincoat? I'm sorry, I just can't recall anything. Oh, but there is one thing. I could see the moon over their shoulders as they came closer and closer. The moon. Yes, it's all very fuzzy, but it was in the exact same place it is right now. Floating up there above the cherry blossoms. So the moon was visible over the mysterious person's shoulder. But that doesn't make sense. If they were coming from the other side, the moon would be... Kay saw the moon shining over the shoulder of the person in the red raincoat. It's in the same part of the sky tonight. Something's not right here. That's new information. I should keep it in my mind. Other recollections. I keep feeling like there's something just on the edge of my memory. There is. It could be the clue we need. Alright, just let it float to the top of your mind. And say whatever comes into your thoughts. Alright. I'm seeing... It's very faint, but... I'm seeing a small restaurant. Just a counter and some seats, and there's this incredible smell. A beautiful golden soup. Not too thick, and it tastes just right. It's filled with delicious noodles. They're firm, but not too firm. And that's when a thought crossed my mind. I'm going to order another bowl. A captivating memory, but sadly one that has nothing to do with the case. Kay Faraday. You used to say you were the second great thief Yatagarazu. A noble outlaw dedicated to stealing the truth. Do you really not remember any of that? Oh! I think you're right. I was a noble. Not a noble, Kay. A noble outlaw. Still, I suppose you got halfway there. Let me see. I want to try presenting something. The Yatagarazu pin. I wonder if this does anything if I present it to her. You like pins, huh, Mr. Edgeworth? Not particular, no. Still, you always seem to have one on you. It's a part of the job, I'm afraid, and this one is also a piece of evidence. Oh, so you can carry things you don't like around as a form of willpower training. That's not it at all. Is this some kind of contract? In a way, it appears to be a criminal contract of sorts, suppose you could say. A criminal... And I wrote this. The letter isn't handwritten, so it's hard to say who actually wrote it. I see. I'm sorry. I don't remember you were well enough to accept a gift like that just yet. That's alright. I wasn't offering it to you anyway. The mask. Yep. Okay. I was carrying this, wasn't I? I'm sorry, I don't remember anything about it. Nothing at all. Even the tiniest clue could help. Alright, let's see. Ah, I think I might have just grabbed it on the reflex when whatever happened to me happened. There's a saying, right? A falling person will clutch at a straw. What's the matter? You're making a strange face. I don't want to dissuade you from trying, but please, I need you to think a little more before you speak. I understand. Okay. Okay. Can't believe this thing's made this news already. How do they do it, huh? Hey, think they're filming us from the chopper up there now? Go check the TV for me, Miles Edgeworth. Need to make sure they're catching my good side. Now, at a time like this. Okay. Okay, let's see. Let's put this together. Kay was pushed by a person in a red raincoat who would walk towards her from the concession stand. Kay was standing beneath a cherry tree. Kay saw the moon shining over the shoulder of the person in the red raincoat. It's in the same part of the sky tonight. Kay saw the moon shining over the shoulder of the person in the red raincoat. It's in the same part of the sky tonight. I think this is linked. It's not. Huh. Where was Kay standing? Kay was pushed by a person in a red raincoat. Oh, two. Huh. Thinking back over what Kay has said. The person in the raincoat approached her from the direction of the concession stand. But it doesn't make sense because she said she saw the moon in the same direction, but if he had pushed her over the railing, wouldn't she have seen the moon from the side of the stand? And she said the person was across over the stand, which would have been outside the building. Which implies that she was pushed over the railing on the side opposite the stand. She also said that she could see the moon over this person's shoulder. But when we checked just now, the moon was in a different location than expected. Yeah, it was in the top left. Yeah, yet Kay claims it's currently in the same spot in the sky as the one on the night of the incident. This throws the positions of the moon and the person in the raincoat out of alignment with her story. I think her memory may have become confused somehow. What's more, if she really had been pushed over that railing, she would have never survived the fall. Therefore, I must conclude that she may not have fallen where she thought she did. It's possible that Kay didn't fall over the railing after all. Where was Kay standing? Kay remembers standing beneath a cherry tree. It's possible that Kay didn't fall over the railing after all. You may have fallen, Kay, but it couldn't have been over that railing. Because if you had, you wouldn't be alive now to tell the tale. But I definitely remember standing under that tree. If I was pushed, the only way I could have fallen is over that railing, isn't it? Not unless the ground opened up and swallowed you whole. The ground can just open up like that? How? My bad. Not a joking matter. Sorry, kiddo. But it may also be closer to the truth than you think, Fender. Let's take another look at the ground in that area. There's a chance we might have missed something. The trap door. Kay couldn't have fallen over the railing. So where did she fall? There must be a clue around here somewhere. I must scour the scene and inspect anything that catches my attention. That was the first thing I noticed was that trap door. Yeah, that. What's this? Looks like a service hatch. Kay, do you think you might have fallen down here instead? Did Kay fall down the hatch by the cherry tree? Nah, you'd never be as clumsy as that. I'm sorry. I just can't say one way or the other. My bad, kiddo. Just another one of my silly musings. You don't have to take me so seriously, you know. I don't? Never? Well, maybe not never, if I told you to leap lyrically into my arms. Fender! Chill, Mazzarino. Where's your sense of whimsy? So, never then. Ouch, talk about a deep cut. The ground here is covered with cherry blossoms. even though the tree's not in full bloom yet. The strong wind up here is blowing the petals right off. It would have been nice if they had fought to tidy up just a little, though. So if she saw the moon in the same place, it means she would have been pushed from this direction down here. As you can see, they're still hard at work on top of the 15th floor. That's where the Committee for Prosecutorial Excellence holds their disciplinary hearings, correct? That's right. There have been people walking by the windows all evening. This is one serious investigation. Well, this doesn't make our chances of getting out of here with Kay any rosier. We'll have to find a way to slip past the press. I'm a cool and mysterious customer, Miles Reno, but I'm no spy. Maybe we can use him as a decoy if things get desperate. Okay, whatever you're thinking, quit it. I can tell it doesn't end well for me. I must scour the scene and inspect anything that catches my attention. It looks like this is being broadcast live, which means we're looking at the big building in real time. Does that mean we're on TV too? I don't think so. The camera's far away enough, and it's just dark enough that I think we'll be safe for now. At least we better be. If Kay's spotted, things will go from bad to worse before we know it. There's something I'm not seeing here. There's something wrong here with this. What's this? As you can see, they're still hard at work up on the 15th floor. That's where the Committee for Prosecutorial Excellence holds their disciplinary hearings, correct? That's right. There have been people walking by the windows all evening. This is one serious investigation. I guess they're still working the committee chamber. The reporter's right. You can see people moving around. Wait, something's very wrong with this picture. And I can use a certain piece of evidence to help me deduce exactly what. What's wrong with the picture? '50th floor committee chamber. Wait a second. Hang on, wait. It's the very top, but there's one floor below that. This. There's a contradiction here hiding in plain sight. It's 50th floor committee chamber, but it's the floor right below it, but the floor is lit up instead. Question, how many floors does this building have? Easy, 50, right? Kinda ironic, it's just a few feet above where the committee works its ugly little schemes. Is a place where star-eyed young romantics come to wish for everlasting smoochy times. But then, what's that dark space above the 50th floor? Yeah. The gloomy underbelly of love? Wait a minute. Exactly. The committee's chamber is supposed to be on the top floor, directly beneath the viewing platform. But it actually appears to be located one floor below that. Clearly contradicting the supposed facts. Maybe whoever wrote the pamphlet made a mistake. Somehow, I don't think so. Call me crazy, but yes, there appears to be a hidden 50th first floor. It seems there's an extra floor between the 50th floor and the roof. Wow, and that's where they keep the gloomy underbelly of love. Ack, my heart. You didn't need to take it quite so literally, Kay. Good then, perhaps we can take this more seriously instead. Come on, have you met Miles? That, might be easier said than done. It'll still be easier than trying to enjoy your so-called jokes. Kay fell on that unknown floor. There's a secret floor. Down the hatch. Did Kay fall down the hatch by a cherry tree? And that secret floor is right beneath. Is there a 51st floor? It seems that there's an extra floor between the 50th floor and the roof. This. How has a whole floor between the 50 and the viewing platform remained undetected all this time? You got me there. Kind of hard to hide a set of stairs going up to it, if you ask me. That's precisely it. Things like stairs that are normally out in the open, going unnoticed by people, seems a bit implausible. Which can only mean that the 51st floor is no ordinary floor and can't be reached by ordinary means. Then we'll just have to reach it through extraordinary means, right? I don't know about extraordinary means. Maybe let's go for unconventional. Indeed. Consider, if you will, the hatch we found by the cherry tree. What would you expect to find on the other side of such a hatch? A room of some kind, perhaps. Oh-ho, a secret room. Now you're talking my language. Let's go take a look. Alright, there we go. What is this place? Look at all that stuff down there. Is it a storeroom? Whatever it is, I think we can safely say this is where you fell. Go team, strike one mystery off the list. Yes, but the greatest mystery case memory loss remains unsolved. We have a red raincoat figure who can walk on air to account for, among other things. Hey, can a guy bask in his success for a second? So we found a hidden storeroom. I vote we scooch down and check it out. We have pretty much exhausted everything up here, and it can't hurt to take a look. Is that you, Mr. Edgeworth? Oh, it's Emma. Emma, what are you doing here? I heard about what happened from Detective Gumshoe. Oh, that's Emma's theme that's playing also. I was in the area, so I thought I'd come by and see what's going on. This is Emma Skye. She's a high school student, currently studying in Europe to become a forensic scientist. So again, this is before Apollo Justice. This game, the game that I played last year, this game takes place a few years before Apollo Justice. The younger sister of a former superior of mine. We've also stood in court together. The detective called me up in a panic. He said your badge fell off the big building and that Kay was in a man's suit and... Hold it right there. Didn't you just leave to go back to Europe a few days ago? And you're back again already? Yep, I'm here with one of my professors. Not to do any schoolwork or anything, just some interpreting. Then shouldn't you be off doing that instead of galvanizing around a crime scene? Oh, it's fine. There's this wonderful thing called body language after all. That's not an actual language, Emma. Anyway, never mind me. This is about Kay. How is she? Where is she? Ah, shucks. Isn't that sweet, Kay Meister? Your little friend is worried about you. Oh, yes. Who's this guy? Don't tell me you went and got a new assistant, Mr. Edgeworth. Very funny, young lady. It's actually the other way around, I'll have you know. Eddie Fender, attorney at law, and senior partner at Edgeworth & Co. law offices. Edgeworth, so are you his assistant? Wait, attorney? Since when were you a defense attorney? I'm not. To say it's complicated is an understatement. Let's not sweat the details for now, yeah? First things first. But an attorney, Mr. Edgeworth, really? Oop, it's like I'm not even here. What is this, some kind of weird experiment? Perhaps we should head down below. I'll explain there. I agree. The police could be here any minute. And who's this? I'll explain later, Emma. Come on, time to go. Oh, alright, but you better explain yourself, Mr. Hotshot Pro Attorney. Trust me, I'll explain that too. Okay, Dokri-doo, down the hatch we go. I'm gonna keep continuing this. It's like only, 30-minute part. It's like the parts are really short here, but let's keep going. Let's see what's down here. April 5th, 7:06 p.m. What is this place? It's dark as a grave down here. Can't see the nose in the front of my roguishly handsome face. Watch your step, Emma. Ouch, I hit my head on something. Make your way down slowly, Kay. I don't want you to slip. Oh, yes, Mr. Edgeworth. There's gotta be a light and switch here somewhere. Ah, bingo. What? This is... That thing, that's the evidence from the last case. This is all the evidence from the previous cases. So the hidden 51st floor is really being used as a storeroom. We'll need to take a careful look over all these items. Contains a cross-section of the building and a plan of the viewing platform. Alright, Mr. Edgeworth, you promised me an explanation or three. I did indeed. Where to even start? Wow, a lot's happened, huh? What a case. It's not supposed to fill you with excitement, Emma. Seems like you've gotten yourself into a real pickle, Mr. Prosecutor Attorney. I'm not an attorney, or a prosecutor anymore. Well, whatever you are, I think it's time for science to lend a helping hand. Don't worry, I brought my entire kit with me. Well, if you're sure. Are you kidding? I live for moments like this. Here, let's make this all official. Good working with you again, Mr. Edgeworth. And you, Miss Sky. And then there were 4. Right, everyone? Let's get to work. I want to know, where that elevator goes. Looks like it goes down. It's something we'll certainly want to investigate further. We should look around up here first. Aye, aye, Captain. Let me know if you find anything juicy. I'll keep trying to see what I can remember. Let you know if anything comes to mind. Thank you, Kay. Emma? Ready, willing, and able to investigate, Mr. Edgeworth? Very well. Then let's begin. It's kind of creepy, all these masks lined up here in the dark. Not a fan of horror movies, I take it. No way. That stuff's so unscientific. I think you misinterpreted terrifying. I must scour the scene and inspect anything that catches my attention. This! One of the masks is missing. This, I can see it right away. Here, the deuce. Yes, this. The Jammin' Ninja mask. Kay was carrying a Jammin' Ninja mask when she was found. I've noticed that right away. The mask was gone. But it looks like it might have originally come from this hook. Scientifically speaking, that doesn't seem like a crazy hypothesis. Which would mean that Kay was really here. As you put it, not a crazy hypothesis, but why? Did she come to steal something, maybe? There's all kinds of stuff here. Because she's a great thief who steals the truth, I suppose. No, I think it's too early to jump to any conclusions. There's a selection of masks arranged on a rack here. There's even a steel samurai. And what an impressively authentic like this is, too. The scientist in me is sensing something strange, though. A lack of consistency, you know? In the sense that the characters represented here feel a little haphazard somehow. I don't disagree. There's even an empty space here. Yeah, just an empty hook right in the middle. Is someone, using that perhaps? Okay. What is this stuff? These are all case files from various murders. What? But why would they be in here? They should be safely under lock and key at the courthouse or the prosecutor's office, which would suggest that somebody removed them without permission. Something very suspicious is going on here. We need to find out more. It's the Steel Samurai and a Nickel Samurai. The Nickel Samurai always seems kind of pleased with himself to me. Do you know what I mean? Like, it's not just about being skinny and cool, you know? There's more to it than that. I'm Team Steel all the way. You've just gone up, in my estimation, Emma. Edgeworth's a big fan of the Steel Samurai show. This here. She's the only heroine the Steel Samurai series needs. You can say that again. I love the Pink Princess. You watch shows like that, Emma? Of course. You love them too, right? Well, I don't really know all that much about them, but sure. Really? Because I saw the Steel Samurai figure in your office, so I thought... can't believe even Emma's seen it. That mask. That's global hero Onia Kapoon. And why is that so shocking? You really don't know? Everything about the show is secret. When it's on TV, who makes it? So the merchandise is super rare. Sounds to me like whoever made it may have simply gone out of business. That's Captain Seipan. He's super popular overseas. Everybody loves dressing up like him. Kids, adults, you name it. I find the flower in its head a little excessive myself. What TV show are these from? I don't know a whole lot about it, but I believe it's called The Students of Starry School. It's about an elementary school where the students are all superheroes. So their masks are modeled on sports safety helmets or something, right? Maybe the number of eye slits tells you their student ID number. So the one on the left would be number 1 and the right is number 2. I suppose that could be it, yes. And that would mean a ton of slits for the kids with the highest ID numbers. I have to admit being a little intrigued by this show now. These are... What's the matter, Mr. Edgeworth? If I'm not mistaken, several of these on display here are pieces of evidence from old cases of mine. But what are they doing here? They are. Maybe this is where the committee stores stuff it's looking into. It can't be. Evidence like this is stored at the police department. They don't keep stuff at the prosecutor's office, too. When a case is ongoing, yes, but once that last trial is finished up, it's supposed to go right back to the precinct, unless there's a very good reason for it to go elsewhere. And yet, here it all is. There's no point in trying to figure out the whys right now. I should take a closer look at it all. They all have labels. Labels with numbers printed on them. Exhibit numbers, maybe. You said they were all pieces of evidence, right? Yes, but judging by how the numbers are written, and by the items themselves, I guess these are prices. The evidence all has price tags attached. High price tags. Prices! I wouldn't have never guessed that. Wait, but none of this stuff could be worth that much money, could it? The prices are very high indeed. It's no wonder she's surprised. I must examine all of these in detail. This stuff, I remember this figure. The most expensive. This is the president of Zhangfa's stuffed animal. This was in his plane. Aw, isn't he a cutie? Look at this fluffy little guy. That's the stuffed animal we found at the Gourd Lake. Yeah, I remember that. He should be in the possession of the prosecutor in charge of that case. So how did he wind up here? Ah, but look, he's missing his left horn. He is, but he never had it in the first place. At least not as far as we ever saw. Defective merchandise, huh? Then we need to contact the manufacturer. I demand a recall. Now that I come to think of it. Why would anyone give the president a broken toy to begin with? The stuffed animal we originally found in the Zhangfa presidential plane, missing its left horn. So this is a storeroom is actually more of a stock room. It would seem so, much as it pains me to consider such a thing. What kind of person sells off evidence from serious criminal cases? And who too? Who would even want to pay for all this stuff? The people being charged would pay for it to cover up the crimes. Somebody clearly. The price tags are proof of that. Wow, people really will collect anything, huh? Fascinating. This thing here. This is the baby steel samurai. This is from the, when we took down the smuggling, leader, Ambassador Alba. That's a cute little doll. It looks kind of like the Steel Samurai. It's actually the Iron Infant, son of the Steel Samurai and the Pink Princess. He was born burdened with knowledge that he would too one day be called upon to fight for justice. I can't imagine the pressure that must have put him under more than most people could bear. Yes, he's young, but you can sense it nonetheless, a certain tragic refinement. Edgeworth, Mr. Edgeworth, are you even listening to me? Oh, of course. This flower thing here, this is recent. It's a small bottle, one I've seen before. Oh, that's all. Nothing else to add. Well, no. What's more did you want me to say? Hold up. I've got to write this down. Mr. Edgeworth can turn even the most boring topics into something, picturesque with his explanations. Next time, try taking those kinds of notes in silence. And this here is the it's the ink. Yes, it's the ink from the smuggling ring case, a bottle of ink and a lantern, both these evidence from a previous case of mine. But why? What's all this stuff that's related to you doing here? It's not as if any of it was in my possession for any length of time, the duration of the case, and no longer. Perhaps this is all nothing but a coincidence. Seriously, a coincidence. I never thought I'd hear those words coming out of your mouth. We must always face up to the facts of the situation, however strange they may be. Isn't that what scientists believe too? Oh, you want to talk about what scientists believe? Settle in, this may take a while. There's a safe here. What's this? That's odd, this is the only spot with nothing on it. But it still has one of those signs in front of it. Indeed, and look, there's an outline in the dust on top of the cloth. I'd say something was probably sitting there until quite recently, wouldn't you? The teapot? Possibly? I think it had like a star like that symbol, right? You know what? I think you might be right. But from the last case, I'm drawing a blank trying to imagine what. Well, I might have an idea. Star-shaped outline. Don't we have a piece of evidence that might well be connected? The candelabrum. This. It's missing. The murder weapon. It's this. What? The outline of the dust matches the bottom of the candelabrum exactly. I'd say there's a very strong chance that this is where our murderer took it from. Which would mean the candelabrum was evidence for another case. It certainly seems likely, but that's not our concern right now. The key thing to note is that the murder weapon was taken from the storeroom. What is this? A mannequin, huh? Wait, I know. All thanks to my powers of scientific deduction, of course. It's evidence from an old case of yours, right? Not this time. I've never seen it before in my life. It doesn't seem to fit with the other items in the room either. For one thing, it doesn't have a price tag. So why is it here? Scientifically speaking, I'd say this looks like some kind of wooden icebox. Yeah, the chains are probably to stop the cold air from escaping. I don't mean to contradict you, Emma, but isn't this just a box of storing clothes in? The wood is imbued with a natural repellent that keeps moths away. Oh, yeah, sure. Guess you could look at it that way too, huh? And keeping your clothes chilled will be nice for the summer, right? Still not prepared to let go of that particular part of your hypothesis, I see. A bunch of trophies and... Oh, look! Somebody's left a walkie-talkie here. It looks to me like it was put there deliberately. Rather like it's on display, to be honest. Hey, there are batteries in there, too. It could be useful. Let's take it with us. Nobody will mind if we use it for a little while, will they? I can take it to the police station afterwards. Somebody's starting to sound like a certain great thief. Whoa, that's one heck of a desk. I wonder who it belonged to. There are 4 male figures acting as legs holding up the table top of the center. It's hideously cringy. Cringy, Edgeworth said it. And it doesn't even have the good decency to be enough to loop back around. Is this from one of your old cases too, Mr. Edgeworth? No, I can't think of anyone related to any of my investigations with such tatuously awful taste. At least I don't think there was. Money here. Piles of banknotes just left out all to see. A little tasteless, wouldn't you say? No way, these are all $100 bills. That's a fortune right there. Piles of money were left in the storeroom. Some kind of deal. How many years would it take for you to make that much money, Mr. Edgeworth? Please, Emma, I don't even want to think about it. What is that? A giant head thing? It's the head of a great, Miss Monkey. I remember the case well. But how did they even get it up here? Huh, Miss Monkey, that doesn't sound right. Are you sure you didn't get the name wrong, Mr. Edgeworth? Or misremember it somehow? Don't be ridiculous. As if I'd ever make such a mistake. This thing. The statue. What is it? Got some new data for me. Not exactly. It's just something from a case I worked on. A piece of it is the plain case. Yeah. I believe it's called the Alfred statue. And there were 2 of them. A real one and a fake. Whichever one this is, it shouldn't be here of all places. An old case, huh? Guess you have worked on a bunch of different... What was that noise? Gotcha! Is that Lotta Hart? That's Lotta Hart. Oh god, I never thought I'd see her again. She was really annoying in the original Ace Attorney games. Caught in the act. Red dang-handed. Guiltier than a tomcat covered in cream. Ah! My eyes. Stop that at once. Ain't no stopping my snapping. Not till I got every dang little detail and then some. Also, Lotta is a southerner, so she speaks in a very, thick southern accent. So that's, if you watch the anime, she talks like that. So that's why I'm speaking, like that. Y'all think about, let a bunch of dirty criminals go before I get the shot? Think again. We're not criminals. Yeah, sure. Pull the other one. It's got bells on. That's her theme also from the original Ace Attorney game. So yeah, so I like how they brought back all the characters' themes too. This here camera's a weapon of justice. Ain't about to be hornswoggled by your cheap denials. Oh, it's you. Huh, you're that low-down dirty jerk of a prosecutor, ain't you? Who are you calling a low-down dirty jerk? This is Lotta Hart. A photojournalist by trade. We've crossed paths on a few occasions, especially on that one particular case. She's hard to forget, and even harder to get a word in edgewise with. Also, about, Lotta, she accused Edgeworth of murder, in the first game. So, in the 4th case in the first game, she was actually the prosecutor in the not the prosecutor, she was the witness for the prosecution used. So Von Karma used her as a witness against Edgeworth, and that's the case where Von Karma also got arrested in. But she was at the lake where the murder took place, where Edgeworth was framed, and she was taking pictures, but she lied about the whole thing because she thought that it would be interesting to be a witness in a trial. She also appeared in Maya's trial in the second Ace Attorney game also, so she did appear a few times. But she's a really annoying witness. Quit making that face, will ya? That's the face for no good schemer if I ever saw one. Seems I didn't leave the best of impressions on her, either. Well, it's payback time, Mr. Schemer. You ought to be thankful. All I want from you is a couple pictures. But we're just here to investigate. Sure you are. If I investigate, you mean pull the wool over Lotta's mile-wide eyes. Sorry, Mr. Edgeworth. I thought she might listen to me. It didn't hurt to try, I guess. We're probably better off leaving her alone for now. So, what are y'all doing snowing around a fishy old place like this anyhow? I think it's us who should be asking you that. Me? I'm in it for the truth, for the good of society, and for little old me, of course. I'm what you might call a photographer, for the people. Snapping here, snapping there, snapping every, danged where. I'll just leave you to it then. We can talk once you've gotten it out of your system later. You said this statue was a piece of evidence from an old case of yours, right? It's pretty weird looking, I have to say. It's known as the Alfred statue. The what? The Alfred statue. But it says here that it's called the Aleph Red statue. Aleph Red. Alfred. Aleph Red. What are you muttering about? Oh, nothing. Let's carry on looking around, shall we? That case in there, too. It's the case from the plane, also. Ooh boy, this whole experience is enough to boggle a guy's mind. Mysterious storerooms, damsels in distress, it's got the lot. Could you at least try to take things a little more seriously, Fender? Hey, I can try. No, but seriously, I'm as keen to help Kay out as you are. She's safe with me. You go do your thing. It's not Kay I'm worried about, it's you. Wow, this is some sturdy construction. Thick floor plate, sturdy supports. At a rough estimate, I'd say it could hold 50 of you easily, Mr. Edgeworth. Except for the fact that it's nowhere near big enough. You say that, pack yourselves in tight enough, and I think you might just do it. I really don't think so. Anyway, we have more important things to be investigating. We can theorize about the elevator once we're done. Maybe you're right. Fine. 45, Mr. Edgeworth. 48 tops. I think we've been pretty much investigated this whole room here. Price tags. The evidence has price tags attached. Heist price tags. Lots of money. Piles of money were left in the storeroom. Some kind of deal. The people being accused were probably paying for the evidence. The committee's dirty. Somebody on the committee is extremely dirty. We've seen items of old evidence marked with price tags, along with huge piles of cash. I think it's pretty clear that somebody has been running an illicit trade in judicial goods. Shady deals on a hidden 51st floor. This is big. It has to be, right? I think it might be, but we'll need to investigate a little further yet. We need to find out more about what's going on here. If only there was an eyewitness we can interview. An eyewitness, huh? Yeah, that's Lotta Hart. Oh god, it's gonna be. Lotta is a really annoying witness. She's really. If you thought Larry was bad, she can be a really bad witness too. Why exactly are you here, Miss Hart? Me? I told you, I'm in it for the truth, for the good of society, and for little old me, of course. I'm a photographer, for the people. For the people? If you won't tell me the real reason you're here, perhaps I could hazard a guess. Somebody was carrying out an illicit police evidence trafficking scheme here in the storeroom. Oh, so she's after a juicy story, makes sense. Well, how did y'all figure that out? Guess it means I don't have to tippy-toe around it anymore now. One of my sources told me on the down low about an underground auction. What? So all the items here were sold to the highest bidder. Folks were slinging money around like it was going out of fashion. Had to come see for myself, of course. Got eyes on my subject, you know. Should have heard about the tales my contact was telling. Taller than 2 trees, or so I thought at first. Anyhow, wasn't about to write it up based on hearsay alone. So yesterday, I snuck in, slunk behind this here statue and settled in to wait. Bidding started late at night and carried right on through to the break of dawn. So the auction and the murder happened on the same night. Coincidence. Underground auction. Dirty deals in a secret storeroom. Talk about a story. Was there anything else on sale apart from the items evidence in this room? Sure, there was regular old stuff too. Shady artworks from who knows where, that kind of thing. In what way are shady artworks regular exactly? Well, the evidence was the big draw for sure. Reckon they were selling them faster than the crooks could smuggle them out of the cop and prosecutor shops. And I'll bet you got pictures of the whole thing, right, Miss Hart? Well, you see, the main event was down below. Hadn't tried and see what I could from up here. Haven't been up here since yesterday. I assume you witnessed the entire auction from the start to finish then. It was an underground affair, like I said, so folks wasn't exactly giving much away. All them customers came down one at a time from up on the roof there. Let me know if my southern accent is pretty good, though, by the way. I'm trying, because she does speak in a very heavy southern accent. If you watch the anime, that's exactly how she talks. It's just a little hard doing her, more of a female southern accent, but I'm trying to. Threw on masks just as soon as they got down the ladder, and that ain't all. They had a voice changer doodads on them, see? Teeny tiny ones, dinkier than a bug's behind. It's so yas, couldn't see their real faces, and you couldn't hear their real voices. Surreptitious as all heck. You mean surreptitious, right? I surely do, sweet surreptitude. Also not a word. Anywho, once they had their gear on, they went right on downstairs. And then, in came the next one. When it came time to leave, they all done the same, but in reverse. Up they came again, one by one. Masks back on the hook, up the ladder and away. Whoa, that's a serious operation. A selection of masks were kept on a rack. Each participant in the auction wore one. So they wouldn't be identified. So Kay wore the Gem and Ninja mask. And how many participants were there? Wait a second. Don't worry, I'll make sure you get your precious things back, Rosie. Somebody took Kay's stuff. Rosie was involved in this illegal auction. She was part of it. Thanks so much for agreeing to help my plan. Now we can both get what we want. Good luck getting your revenge for what happened 12 years ago. And Rosie wanted revenge on something that happened 12 years ago. So Rosie was involved with this auction. Kay was here. She had a mask on. She was at the auction. 11 altogether. I counted them when they came down the ladder. Participants entered the storeroom, one by one from the roof. They also left one by one through the storeroom and up to the roof. Your stakeout. I didn't just hide behind a stupid statue the whole time, you know. You didn't? Then where were you? Well, when I first got here, You know what? That ain't important right now. So you were hiding behind the statue from the very beginning. Anywho, I watched all them folks come in from the spying spot there in the shadows. I see. So you were watching from behind the statue. They used that there elevator to get down below. And once they all was down there, I snuck up and took me a peek at what was going on. You mean the elevator remained in the room beneath? Nah, they sent it back up. There's a little peeky hole if you know where to look. Elevator don't quite sit flush with the floor, see? And if you bend down and squint just right, you can see the whole shebang. Did you catch sight of who was in charge? Alright, sure. I guess I did. Ain't half so good a story if you don't get a glimpse of the evil ringleader after all. I wonder who this ringleader is. I'll have to ask her some more. The ringleader. Who is it? Is it Winner? The Winner's father? You mentioned a ringleader. Can you tell me any more about them? Y'all should know. I came here to get me an exclusive. An exclusive ain't much dang good if you done spilled the beans already. I see. So you don't actually know anything about them. You think that's why she won't give us an answer? Makes sense, I guess. You got me. Couldn't see if it was a man or a woman, kid or an old-timer. Nothing. What were they wearing? Could you see that at least? Sure. White jacket, white gloves, and a magenta flower on the label. Them three things is what I remember. White jacket, white gloves? Wait, and a flower? That's what Rosie was wearing. She was the ringleader? Well, what good's a description of the outfit if I don't got a clue who was wearing it? So this ringleader's disguised their identity too, just like everybody else. Yes, sirree. Mask voice changer the whole 9 yards. They were wearing one of the masks. Which one? Let me see. Oh yeah, this guy. Zervan. This is Zervan. What kind of name is that? Seriously, Mr. Edgeworth, you never heard of Zervan? He's global hero on Yan Kopun's arch nemesis. Who hasn't heard of Zervan the Time Lord? I think you might be better off asking who has. So you didn't get a glimpse of their face at all? No, I dang well didn't, which kind of scooches my scoop. This old mess has been nothing but a snipe hunt. I should never have come. Ringleader wore a white jacket, white gloves, and a magenta flower, and a mask. Age and gender could not be discerned. We know of somebody who was dressed like that. Maybe I should try showing the evidence to Miss Hart. Coroner's findings. You said the ringleader was wearing a white jacket, white gloves, and a magenta flower, correct? Sure did. Don't ask me why they was dressed up like a peacock on parade day, but they was. Is this the outfit you saw? Well, holy smokes, it sure as heck is. But wait, so the big cheese is dead? All we know is that she is the victim in the case we're investigating. Her name was Rosie Ringer. Do you know her? Rosie Ringer being the ringleader. Rosie Ringer. How did I not see that? No. So the ringleader was a lady? Well, ain't that just slipper in the dang eel? Throwing me off with a man's jacket like that. I hardly think she did it to fool you specifically. But setting that aside for now, what's important is that we've discovered something vital to the case. Namely, that the underground auction was chained by none other than our victim. Chaired by none other than our victim. So somebody done bumped off the boss, huh? Then that's what's happening. When was that? When what was happening? Oh, nothing at all. Y'all just go on about your business now. No offense, Miss Hart, but that made you sound about 5 times more suspicious. Suspicious my foot, I told y'all, it's nothing. And you won't get nothing more out of me than that. Wait, so there is more. How many dang times do I gotta tell you? It ain't nothing, okay? And I ain't saying nothing either way. Aw, you can tell us just a little more? Pretty please? I'll tell you this, okay? I'm a journalist, news hound, a scoop hunter, you hear? Exclusive articles go out, money comes in. That's how the game is played. Tell you more? Heck, I done told y'all too much already. Wait, what if I examine some fingerprints for you? Pro bono. What kind of cockamamie think you is that? I'd sooner get a tooth pulled. You want intel? You go dig it up yourselves, just like I had to. Okay, guess she isn't going to talk to either of us. Oh, she will. I'll handle things from here, Emma. There's a certain technique I find useful when dealing with difficult customers such as her. She may not give up the information voluntarily. That doesn't mean she can't be persuaded to. Mind chest, yep. Let's start by observing our opponent. I ain't telling you nothing, you hear? Now quit wasting my time before I really blow up fuse. As we've seen, she's very quick-tempered, so try to cut the conversation dead whenever possible. I won't have much time to think, so I'll need to be swift and decisive. Miss Hart is definitely hiding something from me. So my first move is to discover what it is. Okay, hang on. She's very quick-tempered. She'll try to cut the conversation dead whenever possible. She's very quick-tempered. Find out what she's hiding. Tell me what you know. Let's talk about this reasonably. I can see you're a little agitated, Miss Hart. Let's just calm down and try to talk. I am calm, dang you. Leastways I will be as soon as y'all quit yanking my dang chain. You don't look very calm to me. You do realize you have nowhere to turn, don't you? Oh, quit writing me, will you? This whole thing's a waste of my precious time. Should have picked my words more. She'll try to cut the conversation dead whenever possible. I don't have much time to think, so I'll need to be swift and decisive. I need you to tell me everything you know, and don't you dare leave anything out. Go jump in the creek, you big bully. Why should I tell you anything? Y'all don't, you don't got nothing to do with me, nor with you neither. I don't have a clue as to how to proceed with this line of questioning. I better try another tack. Okay, let's talk about this reasonably. I can see you're a little agitated, Miss Hart. Let's just calm down and try to talk reason. I am calm, dang you. Leastways I will be as soon as y'all quit yanking my dang chain. That's better. Being a news hound's all about keeping a cool head no matter what the world throws at you, see? Speaking of news hounds, This might interest you. I met one a few days ago. She was a very hungry young reporter indeed. A reporter of a very particular turn of phrase, similar to your own, in fact. Oh, yeah? She spoke like me, huh? Guess that could have been someone I know. I don't got time for this hog wheel. That's it, I'm out of here. He curses. Yeah, the timer goes down. Gotta be quick with this, hang on. I can't give up now. I have to keep pushing. Alright, once more onto the breach. Let's talk about this reasonably. She was your apprentice. Her name is Tabby Lloyd. And if I had closed my eyes, I could have believed I was listening to you. She told me about somebody she called the Chief. She was talking about you, wasn't she? Oh, so y'all met Tabby, huh? Well, ain't that something? Where did y'all bump into her? She's a great kid, reckon. Wait, oh no you don't. You ain't getting on my good side bringing her into this, you sneaky snake. Who you nearly had me too. Interesting. Talking about Miss Lloyd seemed to make her lower her guard a little. I think we can use that to our advantage. Tell me what you know. I need you to tell me everything you know, and don't you dare leave anything out. Go jump in the creek, ya big bully. Why should I tell you anything? You don't got nothing to do with me, nor me, you neither. Time to deploy my clue. I knew your apprentice pretty well. I don't have anything to do with you. That's a little unkind, don't you think? After all, I know your apprentice. I know her pretty well, in fact. Yeah? Well, guess it does seem kind of cold to me to say that if you know her pretty good, you wouldn't want the poor kid thinking I don't give a rat's behind. Good. Then you'll tell us what you know. Fine. See, it's like this. Got me a scoop. Wait. What am I thinking? Dang it, Lotta. You can't let them bamboozle you that easy. What was that about a scoop? Oh, forget it. It was nothing. You have a scoop of some kind, don't you? How embarrassing. A professional journalist making a careless slip of the tongue. You have a scoop, don't you? Now tell me what it is. Heck! Alright, I got me a scoop. A big one. But I can't just go blabbing about it to y'all. I got bills to pay. She maybe hides something very important. I have to get it out of her somehow. We need to know the details of this scoop. She's quick to anger, but she's also quick to let key information slip. Now that we know that, the rest shouldn't be too hard. Let's see what else we can get out of her. Find out what the scoop is about. Is it related to the auction? The scoop of yours, does it have something to do with the auction? You know what? I clean forget, hey. Well, you tried to infiltrate an underground auction. It only stands to reason that you observed something. Otherwise, what would you have to write about? I don't know what to tell ya. I didn't hear nothing. So did you hear about, did you hear something from Miss Lloyd? You do realize you have nowhere to turn, don't you? Oh, not this. The auction. It's related to the auction. Bide my time. Silent treatment, huh? Well, two can play that game. Perhaps a little more proactivity is called for. So you did hear the sound of something then. If you didn't hear the sound of nothing, does that mean that you did hear the sound of something? Something during your time in this room? Well, see, it wasn't nothing really. Just a little noise is all. Wouldn't even make page 16, forget I mentioned it. So something happened during the auction. Something that made a noise of some kind. This could be a valuable clue. Is it related to incident of some kind? Your big scoop involves something criminal in nature, doesn't it? Meh. Might be it did. Might be it didn't. Which is it? This is important. Alright, alright. You don't gotta holler at me like that. I ain't done nothing shameful or nothing. Just snuck in and did some undercover reporting. Well, you should have snuck into someplace else. Ah. Yeah, the timer on the mine chest gets a little difficult here. You sneaking in is a problem. I'll be the judge of whether your actions were shameful or not. An unlawful entry into private property is very shameful indeed. In fact, it's a crime. Hey, you did the exact same thing, genius. Aw, but I guess you're a prosecutor, huh? You're allowed to do stuff like that. Let's not mention the fact that I handed in my badge, shall we? Still, it doesn't, it don't amount to a whole, kilo beans, right? There's folks out there that've done way worse. Murder, for one. Next to murder, trespass ain't hardly nothing. So your scoop is about a murder. From your mutterings about murder just now, I gathered that your scoop has something to do with a homicide. No, I was just talking all hypothetical like. You know, about murder being the big one and all. Ain't nothing worse than murder. Not the most skillful evasion I've heard in my career. Look, I done told you, okay? I snuck into the auction, I'll cop to that. But murder? I don't know nothing about no murder. Ain't seen nothing, ain't heard nothing. Scout's honor. I don't have a clue as to how to proceed with this line of questioning. I better try another tack. This scoop of yours, was that something to do with the auction? You know what? I clean forget, huh? But you tried to infiltrate an underground auction. It only stands to reason that you observed something. Otherwise, what would you have to write about? I don't know what to tell ya. I didn't hear nothing. You did hear the sound of something. Incident of some kind. I'll be the judge of whether you're... Okay. Damn, it's a little... Damn, she's a little hard to defeat in this. She's a bit difficult. She's probably the most difficult person so far to defeat in this. I knew that she'd be really frustrating to deal with. Okay, let's see here. You do realize you have nowhere to turn, don't... Oh, no. No. Ah. I chose... Damn, I chose the exact same one again. Twice. Oh, bad. Okay. Damn, I'm doing pretty bad right now. Okay, I'm gonna get this under control, this here. Okay, seen this before here. Your scoop is about a murder. Did you hear something from Miss Lloyd, or... No, it's not that one, too. I tried that one earlier. Once you make one mistake, it's gonna ruin that bar of yours for that try here. Okay, I'm gonna get this now. Here, hang on. Time to deploy my clue, this is it. But you did hear something, didn't you? So I get it now. So the mistake that I was making is if you keep... If you let the bar go down, you have to restart everything. That means you have to get the clue back again. You told me you heard something during the auction. You claimed it wasn't important, but it must have been. Otherwise, why remember it? I think it was something very memorable indeed. In fact, I believe it was the cry of a murder victim. Ak, how do you keep doing that? Alright. It's true. I wound up smack dab in the middle of a murder scene, but only by accident. This is the third time she's been involved in a murder. And that's all you're getting out of me. Won't be no scoop left otherwise. The murder Miss Hart witnessed. It must be the same murder we ourselves have been investigating. That should prove to be a very valuable piece of information indeed. Perhaps we should finish up by confirming the credibility of her claim. I have her on the back foot now. Time to finish this. Find out how credible the information is. Tell me more about the incident. I need to describe the murder in detail. It's vitally important. Wish I could help y'all, but I don't rightly recall a whole bunch. Ain't much I can tell you, sorry. I mean, look at me. Can't even get my facts straight half the time. I don't have a clue as to how to proceed with this line of questioning. Better try another attack. Be honest, Miss Hart. I know there's something you're still not telling me. Ain't nothing left to tell, dang it. I done spilled my guts already. I don't have a clue. Okay. Bottom one, then. Were you really in the middle of the scene? You said you wound up in the middle of a murder scene. Is that really true? You're calling me a liar now? How? Now I'm mad. Real mad. Bide my time. I'm a journalist. How am I gonna tell stories if folks can't trust me? I'm telling the truth. I got me a motto, you know, faster than anybody, honester than everybody. A motto, huh? That could be an important clue. I should bear it in mind. Tell me more about the incident. I need to describe the murder in detail. It's vitally important. Wish I could help y'all, but I don't rightly recall a whole bunch. Ain't much I can tell you, sorry. I mean, look at me. Can't even get my facts straight half the time. Time to deploy my clue. I thought you were honester than everybody. I can't imagine them being so vague on the facts as a trade valued among journalists. Surely accuracy and honesty are what's necessary in reporting on a story. Well, see? It seems your so-called information is not credible after all. Look, there was a murder, and I was there. I can even prove it. You can prove it, can you? You can prove it, can you? How? I've got it right. Wait, you heard that? I was just talking to myself. Don't think nothing of it. She's still hiding something. This is a very vital clue. I'll need to use it to maximum effect. There's something you're still not telling me. Be honest, Miss Hart. I know there's something you're not telling me. Ain't nothing left to tell, dang it. I done spilled my guts already. I'm gonna deploy my clue. You're definitely still hiding something. I know you've been keeping something from me. And that something is proof. Proof related to the murder, you witnessed. Proof sound enough to form the basis of a story you're hoping to sell. Ah! Dang it, all the heck. Give me a break, will ya? I'll come clean, okay? That's what you want, right? Here, I done snapped me a photo. Happy now? You better be. And that's checkmate. Can't believe I let that happen. Betrayed by my own big mouth. Well, it happened, so it's time to tell us everything. I saw the whole thing. Watched that auction from start to finish. But you didn't just watch it, right? You took pictures too. Oh yeah, about that. So like I said, I was spying on the whole thing, right from the get-go. They was all shouting out bids. Then somebody wins something and then bam, down comes the hammer. Head on upstairs and pay, shouts the old ringleader. And then the whole thing starts over again. Anywho, as soon as that happened, I had to think quick. That's when I ran behind that statue and hid. And who was in it that eventually appeared? Didn't see nothing, but I heard something that made me pretty sure it was whoever placed the winning bid. The sweet, sweet sound of cold hard cash. I'm not sure I have any idea what that sounds like. It sounds like someone counting bills, perhaps. Anyhow, the deal you settled your bills up here. I heard two people yabbering for a little while. Wait, the two people came up on the elevator. You betcha. My guys, the other one was our friend, the ringleader. Anyway, yabber, 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 on it goes a little while, and then, a scream. Well, that shook me up pretty good, so I hunkered down in my hiding place and tried to stay out of sight. So you didn't see the moment of murder? Nah, but I heard it real good. You didn't try and help whoever was being attacked? Quit trying to be funny, girly. It don't suit you none. I'm just a dainty little journalist all on her lonesome. You think I was fixing to jump and save the day? Dainty. Anyhow, then there was a bunch of rustling sounds. Right about when that was happening, I got to feeling pretty bad about what I'd done. That makes sense, I guess. After all, you didn't. I didn't remember to get out my camera and snap even a single picture. Scoop like that drops right in my lap. I miss it. Somebody ought to tan my hide. Anyhow, then a little more time goes by, and there's this kind of clattering noise. I'm there thinking, gotta get the shots this time, and so I'll grab one real quick from in the shadows there. Could we see this photograph? Ah, do I have to? Here. That's Raincoat, and they have and look at that, bloody hands. The person in the red raincoat, the one who attacked Kay. So Kay's raincoat assailant also attacked the victim here in the storeroom. Then proceeded up to the roof, where they assaulted Kay. Photographed the mysterious figure in the red raincoat. There's only one person in this picture. Where's the victim? Weird, huh? I wondered the same thing. Heard two people, but there was only one in the shot I got. And I didn't see nobody, nowhere else in the room neither. But that's the killer, alright. Leastways, I'm pretty sure it is. So are we saying the victim disappeared? It's possible the murder happened in the storeroom during the auction. How did you know it was the killer just by looking? Because they're literally red-handed with blood. How else would that get there, huh? And the auction just carried on after that. Sure did. They just went right along like nothing had happened. Rich folks is crazier than a box of frogs. I'll never understand how they think. Funny. I find journalists struggle to understand as well. Miss Hart's observations about what happened during the mysterious auction. Illicit auction held in big building. Items on sale are mainly items of police evidence related to homicide cases. 11 attendants altogether, all wearing masks. Auction continued even after the murder occurred. Participants entered the storeroom one by one from the roof. They also left one by one from the storeroom and up to the roof. The disappeared victim. It's possible the murder happened in the storeroom during the auction. If the storeroom was the actual scene of the crime, then you'd expect the body to have been up here at some point as well. Huh, well yeah. But think back to what Miss Hart told us about how the customers left the auction, do you remember? Of course, they came up from the downstairs back through the storeroom and Exactly. The killer would have had to hide the body in order to avoid its discovery. The question is, where did they hide it? The body was hidden so auction participants who were leaving wouldn't spot it. Emma, if you wouldn't mind putting your skills to work, for me now. The case, the wooden case, probably. I'd love to. You say what you need and I'll get right on it. Very well. Then I'd like you to check for blood residue. A luminol test, in other words. Luminol is a real chemical. It will reveal blood even if it's been wiped away. Sure thing. Prepare to witness the power of science. I've never seen somebody's eyes actually sparkle with anticipation before. Alright, how about we test the ladder over there first? Based on Miss Hart's picture, I'd say the person in the red raincoat was about to climb it and make their escape. Which means there's a high chance of positive result. Test an area, just press X. That'll spray a little luminol on it. The killer had, bloody hands, so they're gonna have blood on it. And it happens to land on some blood. You'll see it react like this. It still feels super raw to see it just appear like that. Anyway, that's a positive, but still faint. Spraying it a couple more times should be enough to really make it stand out. Yeah, that brought it out nicely, and made it feel that much more real. Anyway, I think you got the gist of how to look for blood traces now, right? I'm sure there's still some more to be found, so why don't you give it a try? And that's how it's done. Take a good look around and see if you can find some other places to test with the luminol. I'm gonna test this case, this. This is probably where they hid the body. You wanna test there? This is probably where the body was hid. Dude. I knew it! I knew it. I found it so quickly. Mr. Edgeworth, blood. But how could it have gotten there? Maybe somebody put something with blood on it there. The body was hidden there. Blood was detected in closed box that was up for auction. There are still places we haven't tested yet. Let's see what else we can find. Where did the murder happen, though? I want to test the desk. They took the candelabrum from here, so the murder could have been No, huh. -2. Yup, there it is. Blood. We got a positive. There's blood here. But how come? Probably because this is where the murder was actually committed, I'd say. Oh, looks like some of it dripped through to the floor below, too. Blood was detected in the secret elevator. It looks like it dripped through to the floor below. I think that's all the blood that there is to be found. Alright, then that concludes this phase of our investigation. Hidden body. The body was hidden so the auction participants who were leaving wouldn't spot it. Closed red box. Blood was detected in a closed box that was up for auction. The body was hidden in the box. Blood in the closed box can only mean one thing. That this is where the body was hidden. I'm certain of it. I wonder who won the box in the auction. I haven't the foggiest. Still, it's a very helpful discovery. Now y'all just hold your horses there. There's no way the body could have been in there. What do you mean? I took a look at that there box when I first got in here. Looked to be just about the perfect size for a little hide-and-go-seek if you need a rouse. And maybe it would have been, if I could have opened it. But it was wrapped in a chains and locked up tight. And I ain't no apologist. The murder happened just a little after I scooped it out, so can't nobody have put no body in there. Wrapped in chains and locked up tight, you say? That's odd. Because it doesn't look to be wrapped in chains any longer. Huh? Well, slap my head and call me silly. Could have swore it was, though. The box in which the killer hid the body. Traces of blood are detected inside. I think we've examined all we can now. Great, time to see what's, waiting down below. Shaking a leg already, are we, Miles? Okie dokie. Hey, K-Meister. Yes, Mr. Fender. We're about ready to move out, so I want you to stick with me, okay? Can't have you getting lost. Oh, of course. I'll be sure to stay close. When did those two start getting along so well? It took us to the... That's why there was blood, because it was moved through the elevator. That's why the blood was there. The elevator's in the ceiling. Oh, what? Mr. Edgeworth. This room. This is the auction room? No, this is the committee chamber. Way to drop right into my lap, K. Faraday. You've got real guts, I'll give you that. Arrest her, men. Arrest her now. Wait, but she's... As for the rest of the riffraff, throw them out into the streets where they belong. You can't do this. This is going way overboard. Yeah, what she said. Miles, this isn't looking good, I gotta say. See how the blighting light of justice shines on me? Yeah. Yo! That's Francisca. What did I do? You'll have to forgive me. I meant to hit a certain cowardly ex-prosecutor. You weren't aiming for him. You were aiming straight at me. Something keeps getting in my way. Something. Ow! Right there. Francisca. So what are you doing here, Mr. Ex-Prosecutor? I still believe Kay to be innocent. And we're supposed to care what you believe. You no longer have the right to an opinion. I am Francisca von Carva, and I have no intention of stopping here or now. But you chose to stop by, giving up your badge, and so our game has already come to an end. My badge was an obstacle to proceeding, along the road I've chosen. I haven't stopped. I've simply cleared the way ahead. And now I'm free to follow that road. All the way to the truth. So don't you think for a second that my conviction has changed. I'm every bit as dedicated as I ever was. You seem to think you know what lies at the end of the road, the truth. In that case, I demand you show me. I'll explain my current theory first, and if your road fails to lead anywhere, my whip will happily guide it. Francisca's current theory. The victim used her keycard and entered his chamber with her killer. She was then stabbed with a candelabrum by the culprit and subsequently died as a result. We know the identity of the murderer thanks to the letters she exchanged with the victim. And we know the location of the murderer is here, in the committee's trial chamber. The blood on the floor of this room proves my theory. Game, set, and a match, Miles Edgeworth. QED. No. She seems pretty confident, huh? She doesn't lack the courage of her convictions, that's for certain. And I gotta say, I can dig that vibe. I could even give her no hard feeling. Pathetic. Well, Miles Edgeworth, do you think you can bring my case crashing down around my ears? If you really have found the road to the truth, perhaps you'd be so kind as to point me towards it. I'll be very happy to. Settle in, Francisca. I'm about to pave that road with incontrovertible evidence. Francisca's current theory. The victim used her keycard and entered his chamber with her killer. No! And you're assured the data from the security system is accurate. That data is just like me, perfect in every way. There's no room for doubt on either front. Well, your theory is far from perfect. I suppose I'm not going to change your mind on this so easily, am I? Correct. As I said, the victim entered the room with her killer. She was then stabbed with the candelabrum by the culprit and subsequently died as a result.
Hold it!
And the stab wounds she sustained are a perfect match with the candelabrum in question. There are 3 wounds inflicted by metallic spikes of some kind in 3 places simultaneously. Even you have to agree that there aren't many objects that could do that. Furthermore, Grandma Hertz confirmed the murder weapon in her report. Then, there's absolutely no doubt in your mind that it was the candelabrum. None whatsoever. And as for the culprit, we know identity of the murderer thanks to the letter she exchanged with the victim.
Hold it!
Have you managed to prove conclusively that the letter found on the victim was sent by Kay? I wasn't aware that there was any doubt on that front. Are you suggesting it was a forgery? Well, if there was any doubt, there isn't any longer. Document analysis turned up nothing. Nothing to suggest the involvement of anyone other than the sender and the recipient, or any forgery. Are you saying that they found Kay's prints? No, only the victims. Well then, how can you say for sure that Kay did the deed? Haven't you been listening? Document analysis found nothing to suggest that the letter was a forgery. Face it, the letter was sent by Kay Faraday. Well, anybody could have typed that up on Microsoft Word. A fact that more than adequately proves the identity of the murderer. And we know the location of the murder is here in the committee's trial chamber.
Hold it!
No, it isn't. You can prove that the murder happened here in the committee's chamber, I suppose. Yvonne Karma's perfect in every way. Or did you forget that when you handed in your badge? The blood on the floor of this room proves my theory. Game, set, and match, Miles Edgeworth, QED. Blood was detected on the secret elevator. It looks like it dripped through the floor below. This.
Objection!
This is it. If I remember correctly, the blood discovered in this room was located at the foot of the God's Justice statue. Murder under the gaze of the divine. A brazen act, even for a cold-blooded killer. Except that may not be true at all. Take a look at this if you would. It's a blood stain we discovered in the storeroom directly above the committee chamber. As you can see, the blood we found looks to have dripped through to the room below. And the elevator dripped down from descends directly to the foot of the statue. Ah, you noticed. Then you will agree that the murder cannot in fact have happened in this room. I put it to you that the victim was killed in the room above, and only afterwards was she moved down here. The God's Justice did not witness the murder. She witnessed a killer trying to cover their tracks. Why is she smiling? Sorry, I was just thinking back to a very similar situation. Well done, Miles Edgeworth. You've proven yourself to be even more foolish than I thought. Mr. Edgeworth, anything but a fool, sir, and you know it. Ouch! Have you forgotten the picture you just showed me? Or are you really, that airheaded? Even a cursory glance shows that there was far more blood here in the committee chamber than upstairs. Ouch, whipped and ignored again. Wish I could get out, too. You're trying to tell me that all of that blood dripping down from above, Miles Edgeworth? If it had, your storeroom's stain would need to be 10 times as big. If I say the murder happened down here, there's no way it could have happened anywhere else. Here's the thing, I can explain the blood. The body was in the case, and the killer probably brought the wooden case down. That's probably what happened. And then they took the body out, where all the blood was gushing out. The candelabrum was probably stuck in the victim. That's probably what it was, and it was keeping the blood from pouring out. And then the killer took the candelabrum out when they brought the body down here. That's probably what happened. Because a sharp object, if it's stuck inside a body, will actually prevent the blood from coming out. As insightful as ever, Francisca, but you played right into my hands. How so? You are correct. There is far less blood upstairs than one would expect. The question is, why? A trifling detail in the face of my previous explanation. Alas, your explanation doesn't account for why there was blood in the storeroom in the first place. Surely you don't think some splatter managed to shoot itself all the way up there, do you? Whoa! Like some crazy fountain of blood? No way! No way indeed. It's completely impossible. So how about this? What if this explains the difference in the amounts of blood observed? There was far more blood in the committee chamber than in the storeroom above because the weapon was removed here. Yep, exactly. The victim died of 3 stab wounds. Wounds that would have been, bled profusely. Exactly, as proven by the amount of blood we found on the floor of this room. But that doesn't make any sense! Not if she was stabbed in the storeroom. You said that there wasn't much blood up there anyway. Eek! Silence, you half-baked, half-brained rookie. Hey! Hairbrain is a little... Ah! A stab wound bleeds heaviest at one particular point in time. Oh, I know. When the weapon is removed, right? Precisely. I believe that body was brought down to the committee chamber with the candelabrum still in its chest. and then when it was finally removed, it created a difference in the amount of blood we see between the two locations. But why? What was the killer trying to do? I imagine they were trying to give the impression that the murder happened down here. As we know, Miss Ringer's keycard was used late last night. Judging by the time listed in the record, I hazard a guess that it was used by the killer when they entered the room to create their elaborate setup. But why would they have needed to do all this in the first place? Perhaps because a person with a face to hide would fear the storeroom being found in the investigation. If they were involved with the underground auction, they couldn't afford to have their dirty secret exposed. Blood found in the committee chamber. Was it placed there to hide the existence of the storeroom? Underground auction. You should take a look at the storeroom for yourself. The items up there tell quite a story. One thing should, more to explain what was going on here last night. It's almost endearing, Miles Edgeworth, how desperately you want to protect your friend. There's something just beneath the surface of this case, something bigger than all of us. And Kay's only crime was to have the bad fortune to fall right into the middle of it. That's quite the hyperbolic claim, Miles Edgeworth. Hyperbolic? Me? Surely you're the one making a mountain out of my perfectly reasonable molehill. You're working with Interpol in international cases, so why are you investigating a domestic murder? I'll tell you why. Because this case has something to do with the smuggling ring you've been chasing. You followed the trail of items being smuggled by the ring and wound up here. Tell me I'm wrong. Tell me that the something I sense isn't related to any of this. I'm very happy to learn that you giving up your badge didn't completely relieve you of your senses. Scruffy here told me about the circumstances that led to that, by the way. Sorry, sir. I just thought it might help, you know. You did the right thing, detective. So am I right, Francisca? Is this incident part of the brothers' case you're working? Was the underground auction really on Interpol's radar? Would you like to know, but you needed, you don't need to, and so you won't. Then you knew, didn't you? That the auction was being held here in this chamber. Hey, y'all mind if I butt in for a sec? No. Go away. Your victim over there, the lady in the white. You! Hey, little gal, finish, will ya? No good button in pain in the, you know what. Youch! Well, this leopard sure ain't changed her spots. Your testimony's not required, and neither is your presence. What do you mean? I'm a journalist. You can't, ow! You're a liar is what you are. You lied under oath that one time. Seems like Miss Von Karma's none too fond of Miss Hart, because Francisca was involved in that case where she was the second case, where she was a witness. I remember that. I don't think she's her biggest fan, no. What she called Ringer, right? She was a member of, this here committee. Well, she's dressed exactly like the ringleader of their secret auction. Ah, stop it, stop whipping me, dang it. What is the meaning of this interruption? Miles Edgeworth, explain. Miss Hart here helped us out by describing how the auctioneer was dressed. And it seems they were wearing the exact same outfit as the victim, Miss Rosie Ringer. But that would mean that the victim was also the ringleader. No, how about we just calm down, sir? It seems I have some new information to consider. It's true that I came here to investigate the underground auction, and to arrest its head of operations, the auctioneer. But if Miss Hart is to be believed, the ringleader is dead. I guess that means your journey here today was wasted. I suppose it does. Nonetheless, I, Francisca Von Karma, I refuse to leave empty-handed. Time for a rematch, Miles Edgeworth. Fine by me. But you may find that your whip will go sorely underused this round. Francisca's latest theory. Fine, I accept your little explanation. That would make the storeroom the actual scene of the crime, yes? In which case, the murderer is someone connected to the auction. And if the photographer is to be believed, the victim was the auctioneer, and the culprit was an attendee. The killer lay in wait for the victim in the storeroom, where the exchange of illicit goods was to take place. Then they stabbed the victim in the chest with a piece of merchandise, the candelabrum. There, does that about sum it up? Because I won't be accepting rebuttals. I'm afraid you might have to. There's a serious hole in your testimony. There is. I didn't spot any. Good thing you're the one in charge here, Mr. Edgeworth. Alright then, time to fight back. You have to win this for us. And I will. Time to take Francisca's testimony to task. Francisca's latest theory. Fine, I accept your little explanation that would make the storeroom the actual scene of the crime, yes? You concede that point rather easily. I can't help but be suspicious. I'm not in the habit of denying facts that are readily supported by the evidence. That's all there is to it. You were able to show that the murder actually took place in the storeroom. In which case, the murderer is someone connected to the auction. And how exactly did you come to that conclusion? Members of the big building staff were questioned extensively, but none mentioned the secret storeroom. It seems its existence was known to be only a handful of people. And of course, that storeroom was where the items that were to be sold in the auction were being kept. Very good. Which suggests a link between knowledge of the storeroom and involvement in the auction. And the photographer is to be believed, the victim was the auctioneer, and the culprit was an attendee.
Hold it!
So you believe that the victim and the ringleader were one and the same? I do. And the murderer was... Why are you asking her this? You just said the exact same thing yourself, dummy. So I did. But I was merely confirming Francisca's reasoning in order to... Oh, don't give me that horse speed. You get caught saying something stupid, you give a little laugh, and move on with your day. The murderer was one of the auction attendees. What? You don't got no notes for our friend here after that little performance of his? Of course, assuming that our friend is the photographer, his word can be trusted. I can't quite tell if they love or hate one another. Anyway, the more relevant point here is how the culprit actually carried out their plan. The killer lay in wait for the victim in the storeroom, where the exchange of illicit goods was to take place.
Hold it!
How exactly did they manage that, may I ask? Miss Hart was in the storeroom too, remember? Yes, hiding someplace. And if you've seen the storeroom yourself, you know that there are plenty of other places to hide too. So you're saying the killer was hiding out of sight while they awaited the victim's arrival. I believe we can reasonably assume that the murder took place after the auction had concluded. After all, the victim was the auctioneer herself. She would surely have needed to be present throughout the proceedings. She thinks it happened afterwards. Would you mind adding that statement to your testimony, Francisca? I believe we can reasonably assume that the murder took place after the auction had concluded. Auction continued after the murder occurred.
Objection!
This. It seems you're one step behind yet again, Francisca. How so? The auctioneer was not, in fact, the victim, and I can prove it. This is the statement Miss Hart gave us. Well, if she made it, it's not worth the air she used to say it. I done told you I'm a journalist, dang nabbit. My word is youch. Did I ask you to open your mouth? Double youch.
Objection!
Calm down and listen for a second, Francisca. Miss Hart witnessed at least some of the events surrounding the murder, and she confirmed that the auction continued even after the murder had occurred. You bet it did. Went right on like nothing had happened at all. How would that have been possible without an auctioneer, It wouldn't. So you see, the victim couldn't have been the auctioneer. She was one of the attendees. No. As I've been saying since the start, there's no way Kay can be the murderer, because she had been pushed down the hatch by her assailant and knocked unconscious by that time. So then, who was the victim, really? Right, well, if the auction carried on after the murder, the victim must not have been the auctioneer, but an attendee. That's enough. I know that sound all too well. Oh, great Scavel. Order in the courtroom. All rise for the chairman. Oh, there's no need for all that pomp and circumstances, Verity. Please, everyone, feel free to call me Celsius. Yeah, that'll do nicely. Alright, Celsius. What are you doing here? Oh, I just stopped by to see how my bone-headed boy was getting along. They say there are all sorts of families, but I'm not sure these two are what they meant. I thought I might need to light a fire under this investigation, but it seems not. The suspect everyone's searching high and low for is right back here where we started. Men, detain the suspect immediately. Wait, Miss Faraday's innocent. Shut your meddling mouth! You're becoming something of a problem, Miles, my boy. I thought I told you. The committee wants the matter cleared up as soon as possible.
It's a matter of trust. We can't have our organizations be seen to drag its feet. It's bad for us, and it's bad for me too. Personally, sorry, it must be my age.
Your unlawful investigation ends here, and it will not be permitted to resume. In case you have forgotten, you are no longer a prosecutor. You have no authority here. And what's more, there is the matter of you aiding and abetting a suspect.
She's right, of course. As always, you really are a godsend, Verity.
Everything I do knowingly. If you wish to prosecute me for it, be my guest, but know this. We have uncovered a new suspect. This person here. Miss Faraday was attacked by this You can't stop right there, Mr. Edgeworth. The raincoat in your picture was discovered nearby a short while ago. The victim's blood was found on the hood, along with some cherry blossom petals. Cherry blossom petals? Like the ones on the roof? Yes, they were stuck to the edges of the blood stain, probably due to the blood being fresh at the time.
The results came back already, my boy, so there's no mistaking it. The person in your picture is the victim, Miss Rosie Ringer.
The person in the picture is Rosie Ringer? What? What? Worn by the victim, whose fingerprints and blood were found on the hood. What? How's that possible? No, this completely undermines our entire case. All our assumptions were based on the person in the red raincoat being the killer. But if they were the victim instead, then Kay remains at the top of the suspect list. Miss Faraday, you testified having encountered a person in a red raincoat up on the roof, correct? Yes, I did. We now know the person was the murder victim. And you are the only person we know of who came into contact with her. Since one of you wound up dead, I think we all know how that encounter went. No, Kay was attacked by that person. She is the victim here, not the aggressor. As far as I recall, we have yet to see any evidence that proves that she was attacked as you claim. And even if such proof existed, Miss Ringer could simply have been acting in self-defense. Well, you can't jump to conclusions like that. Kay is innocent. But I'm not.
Kay?
I'm not innocent. I don't want to believe it, but I remembered something. Hearing about the raincoat brought it back. It's just a flash, but I remember what I saw now, right when it happened. The murderer, it was me. I remember looking down and the person in the red raincoat was on the ground. It was me, Mr. Edgeworth. It was me all along. I'm the murderer. I'm the murderer. No, you're not. You can't be. Then what am I? Why do I have a memory like that? They were on the floor in front of me. There was a pool of blood. Why was I just standing there? Why didn't I do something? I know why. It's because I was the killer. This court recognized the legitimacy of the accused memories. What? But you said you didn't believe her like 5 minutes ago. If somebody is testifying that has amnesia, that would never fly in court, by the way. Never be allowed in court, ever. I commend you in your bravery, Miss Faraday. It will not go unrewarded. Praise be to the gods of justice for many blessings. As an official representative of Interpol, I hereby request that the suspect be... We don't have time for this. We must arrest Kay Faraday this instant. How dare you, take that tone with me? This is gross overreach of authority. I demand that you give us more time to investigate. You say my investigation is unlawful. What could be more unlawful than this? Unfortunately, you no longer speak for the law.
Indeed you don't. But I do. And while I can't help but be moved by your dedication to your friend, I have to agree with Verity.
Speaking of the law, it seems there is one other we must arrest.
Ah, yes. I almost forgot. Miles.
What are you talking about? Mr. Edgeworth was just doing his job. He didn't do anything wrong.
He was doing squat. By which I mean to say, unfortunately, Miles is no longer serving in any kind of official capacity.
You went too far this time, Mr. Edgeworth. You conducted an unlawful investigation. Worse, you aided and abetted the flight of a suspect. You are no longer even an ex-prosecutor. You are a criminal, nothing more.
Oh, that reminds me. There was supposed to be a hearing today, wasn't there? Concerning your conduct. I'll make sure it's officially rescheduled for tomorrow. Although, I fear I already know the outcome. Look at this as an opportunity to reflect on your actions, Miles. A chance to really think long and hard.
This court is adjourned. Oh god, so I guess we're gonna see what happens now here. But there is some kind of cover-up going on here. Something bad is going on here. And Winner could be involved. Winner could be the ringleader, actually. He could actually be the one that's in charge of all of this. He would have access to all of the evidence if he's on the committee. If he's head of the committee, actually, the chairman. But thank you guys for watching. I hope that you guys enjoyed this part. If you did, drop a like. I'll have the next part for you guys as soon as I can. Thank you guys for watching. Take care, everyone. Have a wonderful day, guys.